It's a new year. New coaches have taken over successful programs at New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Nicholls State has their title coach back for another title shot. The high schools are geared up and ready to go. So are we. Sports on the Bayou is back. Our very own Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert, well, he's offering in-depth analysis and game strategies. Former Pro Bowler Rich Marty brings his candid talk back for another year. Mike Detillier will offer his great insight to the sports news each and every week. This year, the vivacious Debbie Cox DeNova will have her own segment, Good Vibes. Our high school expert, Stan Gravois, will be on hand to discuss high school standings. The thumper, Harry McCullough, will focus on Nicholls State's season. The infamous Dr. Pat Hagan is back, and he'll get to ask his question each and every show. This year, our naming sponsors will be a part of the show. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Some perennial corporate sponsors are also on hand. They are South Louisiana Bank, Bayou, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality, BioPure, and BCG Services. This year, I'll assume a new role. I'll be a chief referee who will make sure that everyone gets equal time.
Yeah, right.
Now from the Eugene and Lorraine Falls studios in Houma, Louisiana, it's time for Sports on the Bayou.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Sports on the Bayou. Mike Detillier along with the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, Rich Marty. Got a lot to talk about this week, and we'll do it right after this short break here on Sports on the Bayou.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates, for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke, attorneys at law. Know your rights. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience. Shopper style.
Oh, yeah!
Here in South Louisiana, we know how important it is to protect our families.
When one of our neighbors is injured because of someone else's neglect, our team is compelled to use our experience, skills, and knowledge to seek justice and hold wrongdoers accountable. If you've been injured and want to know your rights, call St. Martin & Bourke today.
At Barker Honda, we have the aggressive all-new Honda Ridgeline. Ridgeline has class-leading cab space, easy folding seats for storage, standard all-wheel drive, versatile tailgate, automatic in-bed lighting, plywood lies flat in the truck bed, large rear storage for work, ice chest with drain, or whatever. And remember, it's better at Barker.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure, along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys, the Saints in one of the lousiest performances I've seen in a long time. Lose to a bad football team, 22-14. You got nothing going on the offensive side of the football. Breakdowns, penalties, turnovers, nothing happening there. Their defense was solid. I mean, you know, that cornerback play was really good in this football game. But, man, if you turn in the football over with penalties, 1, 2, 3 kick, You miss a field goal, you get one block. You ain't winning nothing. And I'm telling you, Carolina's not winning many games. They're not winning much this year.
Mayfield's he's
showing, bad,
I don't know if he can play in college anymore right now. He's so bad. But he's
not even a 50% passer.
But he just doesn't. He doesn't have the confidence you can see. But I feel like they're dancing with two left feet. I mean, they keep stepping. They keep making mistakes. They make a lot of mental mistakes. They've lost 2 out of 3, right? Defense, and special teams, they lose. Defense, they're playing okay. Bobby makes a great point. They're in the middle of the road. They need to be top 5, top 6, top 8 to carry that offense. But there's just no continuity. There's no identity. These guys aren't plugged in. They're not mentally plugged into this thing 100%.
Well,
right? Dennis has got to find it.
Well, you got to set the tone. You got to get off to a fast start. You can't be behind every game. We're losing by 10 points. And then you play catch up. Then they have the unbelievable fourth quarter number sometimes with the stats. That's like Jim Everett. I mean, you're so far behind it doesn't matter. You're just padding his stats. But when you look at right now, New Orleans, listen, we're used to being in the top 3, if not number 1. Tied for 22nd right now in scoring offense. We're scoring 17 points a game. Now, 17 points, that's what we need our defense giving up, not our offense. Usually when we were amongst the best with Drew Brees and all that, now, I'm going back to Drew Brees because I said, you better watch what you wish for. Oh, Drew Brees, he got to go. He's too old and all that. You're not going to appreciate him till he ain't there no more. And I can tell you right there, you look at it, and they've committed. Now, think about this. We're -3, we're -3, we're -6 for the season. No, we need to be +6 if you're truly trending in the right direction. We've committed more turnovers, that being 9, than any other NFL team. Well, it's amazing we're not 0-3 when you look at that.
Other than one quarter, you would have been 0-3.
And before we go to the highlights, look at what we've done in the first half. To me right now, look, Carolina held a 13-0 lead. Carolina lost 9 games in a row in the NFL. I know it is the NFL, but they were 13-0 lead over the Saints at halftime. The Saints have been shut out in the first half 4 times in the 20 games since Drew Brees retired. My wife said, why don't you marry Drew Brees? But anyway, when Brees was the starting quarterback.
You could do that in today's world.
The Saints, when Brees was the starting quarterback, the Saints were shut out 4 times in 228 games, ranging from 2006 to 20 in the first half. Again, now we've been shut out since the 20 games since Drew Brees have already been shut out 4 times in the first half.
Listen,
I'm just telling you, we better be able to weather the storm the next decade.
Yeah.
Look at this play. You can't. You
can't put the ball on the ground.
Your great players have to play great. We can't. Alvin Kamara cannot do that. No. He has to play great.
Then Baker Mayfield, he had really been off. He finally
that
gets
might have been his best pass.
I think that's the only good pass that he made all game long. Then they do a little reverse here. But, man, the Saints defense, they were in position to make some plays. There were some missed tackles in that game. And then Panera comes in, hits the field goal. So, okay, it's 13-0, and then pow.
Okay, again, your great players got to play great. Will Lutz, come on. You can't have kicks blocked.
It looked like he kicked that a little low, even though they didn't block in the middle.
And then, again, it gets late, 4th quarter, and the Saints start to piece stuff together, and Ingram goes in for the score.
Hey, listen, Jameis at one time in the 4th quarter was 7 for 7. I'd start the game that way and get some momentum.
Okay, one missed tackle. Chenault, who had been watching from the bench, inactive, makes this one big play and scores a touchdown.
Well, you see the first missed tackle by P.J. Williams, but then how about Honey Badger? Tyrann Matthew. Honey Badger looked old. He looked like a young Honey Badger.
Traquan with the big play downfield, and then this was a heavenly sent pass because that wasn't to him.
Jameis is not even throwing to Callaway, and he gets a touchdown pass.
And then late, you just throw one up, hoping that you get a tip and maybe a catch out of it, and it's all over with. Guys, Bob, you brought it up about, we got it on Sports Talk for years. Man, anybody can play quarterback better than Drew Brees. Well, I didn't watch anybody. He ain't as good, even as old as Drew was. I can say the same thing about, it's early, but how much this team misses Sean Payton. Because Sean was an intimidator out there in the locker room, in the practice field, to get the very most out of his players. Dennis, I think, is a really good defensive coach, but he's a nice guy. And sometimes, you guys have been through it, players take advantage of those nice guys.
Well, the nice guy's human nature. If nobody's not putting pressure on you, listen, the coach don't need to be a friend. It's all business. It's all about winning. You got to respect your coach. See, Sean Payton would give him the business. He said, it's either my way or the highway. You got to go. Dennis Allen's trying to be the players' friends. Yeah. All I know is high school onward, when I've had coaches that have been a hard ass and been on you, that's the time we won. When the coach is all buddy, we didn't win jack.
I'm glad you're telling me that, because I'm going to be on your ass on this show.
Okay, you can get on me. Hey, you're going to hold me accountable.
That flag comes in, you're going to take full responsibility.
You're going to hold me accountable.
You'll be the only one.
You're absolutely right. What's the identity? I go back to that of this team. Where's the personality?
There is none.
The personality's maybe Dennis Allen, and it's not. And it's
our
soft
personality
right now.
on defense is in Philadelphia.
Right.
C.D. Deuce, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. You know we're not taking away the football. Mike, do we even have an interception?
Nope.
3 games, 0 interceptions. So you look in training camp, you know what? Chauncey Gardner had about 6 or 7 picks.
I would say in that range.
6 or 7 picks. You know all the other guys?
Combined didn't have 6 or 7 picks.
No, all the other DBs combined, they might have had maybe 4.
Where's the leadership on the field coming from? And it's not. Offensively, it's certainly none. Who's the special teams kicker, too? We don't have that.
That's another leader, Demario Davis. We need Demario Davis to play great, not very good.
Coming up, Sports on the Bayou will go in the audience and introduce the naming sponsors and the guests that have come for this week's show. It's all right after the break.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products, which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost. Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
Back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, before I throw it to you, I just got to tell you, man, I'm sure glad you ain't broke out that stick, because when I left to come here, that looks like a pretty healthy storm. We got in the Gulf, headed somewhere else. But everybody's like, man, I'm sure glad we don't see that stick.
Amen. And let's pray for Florida too. They're gonna
get it bad.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah, we're ready. Bobby, I see you using that fan already that Donnie Rouse and his crew supplied you with. So you may
and
need
the
it
Saints are wearing this black helmet come Sunday in England.
Yeah.
So you see these little fleur-de-lis. I really wish they had stripes. That's a little bit of a woke helmet. But
all right, Rich.
Yes,
we let Bobby start the cadence last week. Just a little clap so we could introduce the name.
We did a lot of research and homework.
Okay.
So Bobby,
you ready?
Here we go.
All right. I want to introduce Alford and Associates over here. Priscilla and her crew.
A little help.
Stand up.
A little help.
Stand up over there. Come on. Y'all wave to the front over here. There you go. Y'all give it up. Alford and Associates.
Yeah.
How about St. Martin and Bourke? You got the big man, Chuck Bourke, in the house. Joe Javik and all their crew. You got Terrebonne High School. You got the new principal. You got the football coach. You got football players, Hall of Famers. And today we're going to feature Rouse's Supermarkets. They're the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Maybe Donnie could have a meeting with the coach, get him back in line. Joining me now, the CEO of Rouse's. And all right, now we can tone it down just a little. Who you got with you today, Donnie? First of all, welcome. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Today we have Wayne, our CFO, Lee, our HR director, Brandon, category manager, Jason, our vice president of center store, Amanda, our senior brand manager, and April, our dietitian.
All right, and of course, we're going to be featuring our naming sponsors throughout the year. I was having coffee with Mom this morning. She goes, "Morning, Donnie Rouse is going to be at the show?" I said, "Absolutely."
That's like a number one draft pick.
Well, look, she don't care. I've been on TV for 40 years. She wants to be Donnie Rouse. So, Donnie, would you come into the room with me?
Absolutely.
Let's go in the room.
Everybody's got
This is impromptu. You see, I told her Donnie was a blue-collar kind of guy.
Chuck is chopped liver
All right,
now.
Mom, everybody.
Yeah, he's only been
I
here
want you to
forever.
meet the CEO
Chuck, you the
of
leftovers.
Rouse's.
You know where you
Mama
stand
says
now,
she likes
Chuck.
his food. That's a good answer, Mom.
That's why he gave you the flag.
Thank you.
Ah, there we go.
How you doing?
All right, so Mom, I told you he was a blue-collar kind of guy. You see that? I used to deliver for Buquet Distributing Company back in the day, and I knew his grandfather. Yeah, so Donnie's the young one that took her. That means I'm getting old, all right? All right, Donnie, there you go, Donnie Rouse.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at college game day. You know, they hold up all those signs.
Yeah, we go everywhere, really.
You could be Lee Corso.
So real quick, I want to get this in. How many stores do you have now, Donnie?
We're at 64 stores now with 3 under construction, including one here in Houma.
Wow. 64. Harry, you could find one somewhere, right? There you go.
You know, we've actually done shows with WWL in Mobile at Rouse's. It is truly not Gulf Coast, Gulf South. Rouse got it all covered.
But I got to thank Donnie too. I'm in Mandeville, and you're redoing that model in that store, and it's absolutely awesome. It's like night and day. Not that it wasn't good before, but thank you for doing that. Because
all right, look, those bags you have on your table as we go to a break. That's compliments of Rouse's Supermarket, so use them. They got some nice seasoning in there. And Bobby already using the fan, so
Yeah, I've used the fan. Now, hopefully the storm's going away. We need to send some fans to Florida because the air conditioning
all right,
goes out.
I don't want to cost my crew a steak dinner. We'll be right back after this.
We're going to be sending
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll talk LSU football. We'll break down the highlights and analysis of this week's game and the upcoming game. You won't want to miss it. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Sports on the Bayou.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin and Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Whether it's your home or your business, Bayou Pure specializes in disinfection application, along with water, fire, mold damage cleanup. Call Bayou Pure today to get your free consultation at 985-322-3003.
BCG Services, local experts for concrete leveling and foundation repair, providing quality solutions for a variety of foundation issues. With years of experience applying Floor Shield products to both homes and businesses, you can trust our team to provide high-quality results. Call for a free consultation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. And St. Martin and Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou, guys. LSU, total domination over New Mexico. Man, I felt bad for that poor quarterback for New Mexico. Man, that dude, he got thumped into the ground almost like they needed a shovel to get him off the turf every time he got hit.
Now, I know LSU's defense is good. But you
ain't that good.
You don't even get 100 total yards. I don't know if I've ever seen a game. You know how many first downs New Mexico had? 2. Okay, not 1, but 2. Not 3. Had 2 first downs the whole game. Have you ever seen a game, whoever LSU's played, it could be McNeese, it could be Northwestern,
Southern,
whoever
they got
played.
more than 2.
Yes, 2 first downs. I think I could be 70 years old and get 3 first downs.
Well, hopefully you're going to make it to 70. But, it's a confidence builder for me.
But it's dicey.
Not that they need it going into Auburn, but I think they're going to be.
Man, Auburn's sorry.
Oh, they're hard.
Auburn was lucky.
Lose their coach next
they
week.
were lucky to beat Missouri, who is not very good.
It's like Missouri sucks, Auburn sucks, and they're like, who wants to win the game? So listen, this is not the Auburn Tigers. That coach, he got to go.
He's gone.
Look, Mike, they're still packing the stadium at Auburn, but Auburn is not very good. This might be one of the worst Auburn teams I've seen in a while. Listen, if you're an LSU fan, you want to be objective, not just be a homer. And they're telling me, oh, Bobby, we're going to beat Auburn. Yeah, you should beat Auburn. We should beat them by 2 touchdowns.
The test is the following week when you play Tennessee.
Right. Then look what happens in Tennessee. Then you see where LSU's at this season.
I think they're in good shape. I really do.
That defense is really good, and we're going to go to the highlights of LSU's 38-0 thumping of New Mexico. Jaden Daniels over the middle. Josh Williams, 10 yards, gets it to a first down. And then Armani Goodwin, and he gets it in 5 yards for a touchdown.
New Mexico's defense was good. I mean, and they're not great, but they're good. But, when you look at their offense, they're not complimenting their team.
Why are you falling down? No, you got a touchdown. Just keep running.
Jaden throws it downfield. Man, he was hot for a while, boy. He got into a groove throwing the football. Then again, rushing touchdown for LSU. LSU's offensive line, I thought, played really well. This is back-to-back weeks they've done it. 2 starting freshman tackles.
Well, you look at both quarterbacks. Daniels 24-29, 279 yards. Nussmeier 9 of 10, 135. So you look at total, they had 414 yards passing, 33 of 39. That's almost like just playing pitch and catch with no defense.
It's like skeleton drill.
Yeah.
That's what
you could even win that game.
Then a guy he went to Penn State. I don't know why we didn't see more of this there, but I think those 3 freshmen halfbacks they got that was pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. He saw the writing on the wall up
real quick. And it throws out into the flat, and man, he got some speed here, and he just pulls away effortlessly for the score. Make it 38-0. And I'm glad Nuss got some good reps in. He did not play well against Southern.
No, he was shaky.
He was real shaky against Southern.
But Mike, like I said, he really bounced back. How you handle adversity. If you look at Nussmeier, 9 of 10, 135 yards, he got it done.
Yeah, and you see the talent of the receiving core at LSU. Okay, Kayshon Boutte, I mean, he'll be back this week. He doesn't even play.
And he's worried about the NFL, I'm telling you.
No, he got his eyes on the prize. But, man, Malik Neighbors, Jeray Jenkins, Brian Thomas, Hilton, Jack Besh, they got some talent there. And that Mason Taylor freshman, I told you, that dude was good.
Yeah.
He don't look like no 18-year-old guy to me. I mean, when I shook his hand, I mean, he's a 6'5", 255-pound, 18-year-old. And I'm like, whoa. I said, you sure you're 18 years old? He said, I have my driver's license on me, but he said, I'm 18.
I used to be that big, but that's what the NFL does to you.
Yeah, they shrunk you.
But Mike, you brought up Jack Besh, and I think we need to get him involved. I think he's a football player.
They got him returning punts during the summer. Remember, I told you.
He should be the punt return. I mean, that one return, I mean, you can call the penalty or not call the penalty.
That was shaky.
But you got the returner that we were looking for.
Because he had told me, he said, and Mr. Mike, I'm going to be the punt returner this year for LSU. I said, how come I don't read that? He said, well, you're not supposed to read that. But he said, I'm telling you, I'm going to be the punt returner. Then he gets hurt.
And then he got hurt.
And so Brian didn't want him doing it. So he put Malik back there. And Malik,
we know what happened in Florida State. Like, what?
He was
How about
shaky.
you catch the ball?
But Jack, you ain't got to worry about him. He's not going to fumble it.
Well, you look at, unlike the Saints, the Tigers have scored on their first possession for the 3rd time in 4 games. Well, you discourage Auburn, you're going on the road. How about you score in the first possession again? If they do that, Mike, I don't see how they don't win by double digits.
And again, in this game, no B.J. Ojolari, Harold Perkins, 18-year-old freshman from Texas.
Harold Perkins, talk about the real deal. Wherever you put him, you want him on the field, Mike. Talk about, you look at the tackles and the true freshman, and you look at Perkins, where he's at. No, you're looking at young NFL players that are just going to get better in the Tiger uniform.
I told this to Wilson Alexander. He said, compare him to Devin White. I said, Devin White didn't play this good as a freshman.
Hello?
Devin White didn't play this good as a freshman at LSU.
And that's what I'm saying. Hello, look at Devin White now in the NFL, how you run sideline to sideline.
And
with
you
him.
think about Debo, and he's had a great career, in the NFL with Atlanta. Okay, he didn't start till his senior year. Because, Les was in this seniority deal,
Well, that's telling me if Perkins is doing this well as when he's young, he's going pecan as soon as he can to make
Well, he'll be 3 years and he'll be gone.
Yeah, because you're not going to stick around. But I don't know, name, image, and likeness. Maybe you keep him around. You pay him like a pro. Everybody's doing that now, so it's legal.
We talked a little bit about it, but, boy, we saw Tennessee in a difficult game against Florida because both quarterbacks were gunslinging it in the first half. And what Hendon Hooker did in that game, he took over. Martin's actually got the interview. We interviewed him at Manning, and he gave the best description of what a leader should be. He said, it's a production league.
Hey, listen, lead by example. You can give all the rah-rah speeches, you do all that and all that, but that's good that you're vocal and you can lead a team.
But it's production.
So what if you playing and you sucking? I mean, the players are looking like, man, I ain't listening to you. No, you got to produce on the field, then you can be that vocal spokesperson.
And he was not that guy at Virginia Tech. That's why he transferred to Tennessee, just like Joe Burrow, and he hit pay dirt there. We'll be back with more sports on the Bayou.
Coming up, Debbie Cox DeNova will have her Good Vibes segment. Stick around. You may learn something.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our Alford team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Shop, Order curbside pickup online or with Rouse's Market Shopping app and let Rouse's personal shopper shop for you. Curbside pickup is free and you pay the same price for groceries as in-store. Use code SAINTS20 and save $20 on orders of $100 or more. That's curbside convenience, shopper style.
Oh, yeah! Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Debbie, I'm going to throw it to you. I know you always got some interesting stuff.
Yeah, we're talking today about rebounding from failure. Would love to hear you guys' impressions about this. So basically what we're talking about is the natural tendency for failure in any elite sport, but also in life. And so sports psychologist Bill Bessick talks about how in order for you to actually make it in elite sports, talent will take you part of the way, but it's the mental agility, the mental performance, the mental and emotional ability to recover from setbacks and from failures. Because what can happen is if you don't have a good strategy for doing that, you can have consequences that are first physiological, emotional, and then behavioral. So short term, it impacts your performance. Long term, it impacts your health. And so there are overall ways of framing up failure that, as an opportunity for learning and for getting better in the future. And then there are strategies right there. Bessick says that you don't want any more than 30 seconds of having a reaction. You want to bring yourself back to equilibrium. And that's where I want you guys to have some input here. In your experience, and I know you, Mike, are in a high performance role as a job, what are some strategies that you use to frame failure up properly and then also to bring yourself back to equilibrium so that you can perform well in the moment?
I got amnesia. Listen, I know I'm going to fail at times, but that doesn't bother me.
He's like a top-notch quarterback in the NFL. You don't get burnt.
And I'm worried about the next snap, the next show, the next segment. Because if I let that one bad segment, it's going to mess me up the entire show.
Yeah.
So I got real good amnesia. I feel the same way if I invest my money, okay? I know I'm going to lose money somewhere, but he sort of knows something.
Like Bitcoin?
Yeah. Well, Coach, you could have got in at 09 and 10. You decided to pass.
I agree.
So don't give me no lip about it.
No, I know.
My thing is, I know I'm going to hit on the next one.
Yeah.
Or the next one. But it's amnesia. You got to be able to tune it out because it can affect your personal and your professional life. If it happens to you personally, it's going to affect you professionally. I'll move on. I turn the page.
Compartmentalize. What do you think Tom Brady's doing? Giselle's not in the house. She don't even show up at the game. Man, Tom Brady wants to keep his wife together. I mean, his family together. But you know what? Hey, I have a task at hand. Compartmentalize. I'm telling you, that's what you have to be able to do. Well, then that means you just a narcissist. Yeah, all quarterbacks are narcissists. I'm telling you right now, that's just part of. Now you can have different levels. You can be too extreme, but the one thing is that you got to compartmentalize and you got to be able to handle adversity. What you think things are always going to work out in your behalf in life?
That's delusional. That's delusional.
Yeah.
I mean, I learned it first in Joe Paterno. It's not what happens to you. It's how you react to what happens to you. And you don't come back after. And if you don't have some failure, you'll never reach your success level. And so you don't come back to equilibrium. You got to come back stronger. And you have to have the attitude, I'm not doing it, because you failed at equilibrium, right?
Yeah.
So you got to go, you have to have the attitude, and these guys are right. You have to have amnesia, and you have to say, you know what? It's all on me, and you got to go.
It's on nobody else. It's all on me.
Think about all the adversity anyone's facing. Oh, like, there's nothing new under the sun in the history of the world. The sun's going to rise tomorrow. Now, one day it might not rise, hopefully, but then everybody's screwed. But the whole thing is you have to realize, oh, this only happened to me. No, in the history of time, this has happened so many times you can't even count.
Yeah. So what if you find yourself emotionally going out of control? You know how it is. Sometimes you get to the point where you've got a failure. Something surprised you. And you get to a point where you're like, that was horrible. And you feel yourself going off. Do you have any strategies? Is there self-talk? How do you bring yourself back to the moment, back into your body so that
Pray
you
to
can...
Jesus.
No, you take drugs. That's what they make drugs for.
No, you gotta have a higher power. You gotta put yourself in perspective where you're at and say, like, you know, whether you're a Christian or however you view, you got, Lord, help me. I cannot do this upon myself. I'm leaning upon you. And you might say, well, that's just you. But I'm telling you, look, we all want to be, I think we're spiritual beings. And, you know, what you fill your heart with. You know, and then you could be positive or negative. I always look at the glass as half full, not half empty. And really, when you look at that...
I can adjust to that.
Yeah. So when you...
It's usually half empty for him.
No, but when you think about that, keep it in the right perspective. I don't want to be like Eeyore on Winnie the Pooh. Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. Oh, the sky's falling. Yeah, the sky can fall all the time. Come on.
We'll be right back with more.
You got to know to handle stuff.
Good point.
Coming up, Harry McCullough with a live studio guest as Sports on the Bayou continues.
I'm Chris St. Martin.
And I'm Chuck Bork.
Truth is, nobody wants to hire an attorney. If you're coming to us, it's probably one of the most difficult times in your life.
But it's also true that if you've been injured, you need someone to explain your rights.
Since 1967, St. Martin and Bork has been helping the people of South Louisiana understand their rights. If you've been injured and want to know more about your rights, call us for a free consultation today.
If you are suffering from chronic cough, bronchitis, reactive airway, or persistent asthma that's difficult to control, or diagnosed with COPD, please listen carefully. You may be suffering from allergy sinus bronchial asthma syndrome. For as we now know that undetected or uncontrolled infection in the upper airway can affect the lower respiratory tract. If this is happening to you, please call us for an evaluation.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by St. Martin and Bork Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. And by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. H, you got it, brother.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Yeah, we got a great guest today. Boyd Hebert, coach, longtime coach with Edie White. 3 state championships, but you set the motion for 4 straight in baseball back in the day.
Didn't have anything to do with coaching.
Let's talk about Edie White. Y'all really got it going right now, right? I mean, almost all the sports are doing well, particularly this football team.
Yeah, the football team's doing well. We got a little slip up last Friday, but we got a couple of injuries that's got to make sure that these kids are back.
Yeah, without a doubt. But yeah, one of the more talented teams. Edie White, of course, we got Edmund Grove, who's out in the audience, and he was part of the coaching staff in '69.
Right.
They won the state championship. You played on that team?
I was a freshman, but Coach Grove won the first state championship as a pitcher and then won the second one as a coach.
So, man, I got a lot of Edie White talent going on. Hey, part of what you're doing now, you're working with a foundation, you and Michelle Keefe.
Right.
Speaking of state champions, Joe Fake's daughter, Michelle. So tell me about y'all trying to do like a Ways of the Cross grotto on campus, huh?
Well, what's happening, Harry, the Sisters of Mount Carmel most probably officially left maybe about 8 or 10 years ago. Nowhere on campus do we have anything that recognizes the Sisters of Mount Carmel. So what we're doing is we're doing a grotto and devotional garden. There'll be a grotto, around that will be a walking rosary, and then around that will be the Stations of the Cross. So it's a really big project for us, and again, it's really, really Mount Carmel centered.
Yeah, and I mean, that goes back to everybody from Thibodeau, right? It went to the Thibodeau College, Mount Carmel, all those days.
Martin's mom is a Mount Carmel grad. A little bit about the Mount Carmel nuns. They came in 1855, and they've really paved 167 years of Catholic education in Lafourche Parish.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, it's changed everything around here for sure. And I don't think anybody has any people, religious people now teaching.
No,
right?
The Brothers of Sacred Heart left last year, so basically we don't have any clergy or religious anymore.
So talk to me about this. Now, y'all doing fundraising right now to do this, and it seems like it's going well.
Right.
Like y'all might break ground next May.
We're hoping to. Martin, are we raising any money?
Martin? We're going to check before you leave.
That's where I'm going after the fact. We're going to talk
to Martin. Rouse's here too.
No, but it's going well. We do hope to break ground in May. We do have another project going on the athletic side. We're building a softball field house, which was really, really, really needed for our girls. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. So tell me about this team and just on campus right now. Why is everything bubbling the way it is right now? Just got a bunch of good coaches with a bunch of good kids coming in?
We do have a bunch of kids returning from last year's finals. The Melanson kid is really a good football player. Can play on both sides of the ball. We got a really good left tackle, Broussard kid. That's I think is going to sign at UL. So, but we're still young. Our quarterback and our fullback are just juniors. Yeah. So we have a good club.
But across all the athletics, it seems like you say, you got a good foundation right now and good coaching staff.
Our swim team does real well. Jordan Reed with cross country is doing a phenomenal job. So, yeah, we got it going. It really is good.
Okay. So, let's, besides just, fundraising here in the audience, people watching at home, if anybody wants to participate, how do they get in touch with you?
They can contact me at school at Edie White, 446-8486, and we'd be glad to go sit down and talk to them.
Yeah. Is that a big part of fundraising now? Is that what you do now? A lot.
Yeah. I'm an advancement director, and basically any projects that we have, I got to go out and find the money to run it.
Yeah, it's nice to have a normal year a little bit, right? And
yes. COVID was a little bit difficult to fundraise.
COVID and then a nice little storm that came our way last year.
Correct.
So that's all good. Well, boy, we appreciate it, man.
Sure.
And we'll look for more state championships out of Thibodeau for sure. We know this football team's pretty good.
Yep, so we got a shot.
I did see the Edie White Vanderbilt game. I went. It was 0-0 when I left because they had a thunderstorm
on Friday.
I don't know what happened on Saturday, but anyway. All right, Boyd. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all.
We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou after this.
Coming up, Dr. Pat gets to ask his question of the week as Sports on the Bayou is right around the corner.
Here at Rouse's, we have our own brands of products which you'll find down every aisle of our stores. These are the best quality at the best price. They compare to the national brands we sell, but at a lower cost Most are made right here, but we travel the world too. And we personally taste test and guarantee every item. So if our name's on the label, you can trust it's good. Rouse's brand, best quality at the best price.
Looking to achieve a healthier lifestyle but have little time? The Terrebonne General Executive Health Program can improve your overall health for a lifetime in one visit. With little to no waiting, you get a whole year of wellness in one convenient location. Our preventative screenings increase your well-being by providing early detection against illness. With exceptional VIP service, you leave with a plan in hand to achieve a healthier lifestyle tailored for you. Call the Terrebonne General Executive Health Team at 985-850-6204 today.
Sports on the Bayou's corporate sponsors are South Louisiana Bank, Terrebonne General Health System Community Sports Institute, Barker Honda, BioPure along with BCG Services. Now, back to Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Doc, I'll throw it to you.
Guys, I went to the last 4 LSU games, and I had heard that the reason Besh wasn't playing much, I know he was injured, but people were saying he isn't one of the top 4 wide receivers. I tell you what? He is the best slot by far. From what I've seen, he's the only one that'll go over the middle, take the hits, and the quarterback can count on when he's in trouble. So, Bobby, you had Eric Martin.
Yeah.
What did Eric Martin do for you? Because that's what Besh can do for LSU in the slot.
Keep it clean.
Well, I can keep it clean. No, it's but you might get a snot bubble in your nose. But I think Rich would go over across the middle, because if you play special teams, and you have to be aggressive.
Well, back then you had to.
But right,
no rules,
right?
You're going to get hit.
If you look at this, picture this: you got 2 high safeties, and you got a pre-snap read, and you snap the ball. And one safety goes deep middle and one comes down. And they're looking for any crossing routes. They call it a pirate, a robber, whatever. And look who's coming across the middle. You wouldn't, listen, counting all the years I played high school, college, professional, Eric Martin's the only one that ever told me, man, don't worry about that guy. If you can fit it in there and throw it in the middle, I'm going to run him over. I ain't scared of him. Like I played with Andre Rising. He said, man, don't you dare throw that ball in there. Now you can knock the receiver's head off. You can't do that anymore. But that's what I think Besh is, that kind of receiver.
Doc.
That you could be in a tight window and you could trust him, that he's not doing one of these, trying to catch the ball and avoid maybe the hit.
Doc, I think one of the things that gets overlooked is Jaden was a late transfer. We had Wendell Davis on with us last night, and him and Tom Hodson.
Look at the connection there.
The connection there, but he said, Mike, it didn't start on the field. We practiced for hours, timing of you be here, and I'm going to trust you're going to get me the ball if I get to this spot. I think that's what's maybe missing a little bit from LSU, that Jaden came in late, and he didn't have time to work with any of the receivers. Matter of fact, some of them went to L.A. to work with him in his hometown. So I think as the season goes along, you will see a better connection with the receiver.
And that's why Besh is probably the answer right now, because what I've seen in every game, Jaden getting the ball out of his hands quickly will move the chains and set up deeper passes.
Without a doubt. Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not going to be ESPN top 10. But if it's like 3rd and 6, and I don't know, you throw a simple route and you only got 8 yards, first down, Tigers, you say first down Saints.
He might throw it 4 yards, but Besh will run over somebody to get the other 4.
I'm telling you, and that's one thing Jameis right now, which Andy Dalton would have unbelievable advantage over Jameis Winston, is that if it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, you know what? Why I'm trying to hit this bomb? Now, if you hit the bomb, it's all fine and dandy. But what if Alvin Kamara is standing right in front of you and you don't dump him the ball? It's first down. No, you throw an incompletion. See, I don't know if Jameis is disciplined enough. I'm going off on a Jameis tangent. I don't know if he's disciplined enough to understand a 12, 13, 14-play drive to go 7, 8 minutes. That type of drive instead of hitting a chunk play. It's good you could go like 4 plays in 1 minute and 50-some seconds and you score. But if you're going to do that throughout the game, you're going to fail more than you succeed, and then you're always playing catch-up.
My thing is this Saints team has to get the ball out as a receiver more to Alvin Kamara. He's the one guy every team fears.
Mike, what did I say last night? Look, Drew Brees, that there's no reason you could have all these receivers. Alvin Kamara should have 80-plus catches every year. Do you know what Drew Brees, when he was rolling, the Saints are rolling? Guess how many catches Alvin Kamara averaged? Even when Michael Thomas, NFL Offensive Player of the Year, and had set all those records, Alvin Kamara, 84 catches.
What about the tight ends,
and you look right now how much Alvin Kamara's...
Tight end is non-existent.
Where's that tight end? You got to have that full complement of offense out there.
The short passing game is not Jameis's talent.
You better find it.
You better.
I mean, if you know where to go with the ball, I'm telling you, in theory, somebody's always open. But you got to know where to go with the ball.
Yeah,
look, Michael Thomas should have 30 catches by now.
I agree.
There's no question. You got to go. He's
on. I like that he likes the rookie and Chris Olave and hitting all those chunk plays and all that.
He'll have
people
his
say, listen, Chris Olave don't need to be our #1 targeted receiver right now. Look, he's getting double-digit targets. No, he should maybe have a handful.
We'll be back with more Sports on the Bayou.
Hey.
And right after the break, Stan Gravois takes a look at key high school football games on Sports on the Bayou.
Selecting an insurance provider for your business is a big decision.
With over 26 years of experience, our offered team is your solution for quality and proven coverage.
The customer service you remember from years ago is what we pride our team on.
We know how important your company is to the community.
From small businesses to large businesses, Alford & Associates can manage your insurance. It's our job.
Alford & Associates, benefiting your employees and protecting your business.
Cardiovascular Institute of the South's Ambulatory Surgery Center offers patients advanced and innovative outpatient procedures using the latest technology and treatment options. The first of its kind in the region, this center provides our patients and their families with high-quality care in a convenient, comfortable, and safe environment at a lower cost. Trust your care to the cardiovascular care team you know and love at CIS. Learn more at cardio.com.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Alford & Associates. For all of your insurance needs, Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints, and St. Martin & Bourke Attorneys at Law. Know your rights. Now, back to more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. I'm going to throw it to Stan Gravois. He does a great job covering the high school scene in our area.
Hi everybody, welcome to Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute's weekly high school football report. It was the start of district play in our local 5A and 4A districts and lots of other action from around the area that was important as far as PowerPoint rankings go. Let's take a look. In Berg, it was the Javon Rick Show. The senior running back from South Terrebonne had a field day. This a touchdown from 36 yards and this from 87 yards as South Terrebonne ran all over South Lafourche in the first district game for both teams. First win of the Aaron Babin tenure at South Terrebonne. Final score, Gators 28, Tarpons 8. In 7-5A action at Tom B. Smith Stadium, it was this interception by H.L. Bourgeois that gave them the early lead in this one. They go out 7-6. But on the ensuing possession, Alvin Celestine, only a freshman, runs this one in from 46 yards for the Tigers. They later stretch it out to a 22-7 lead, hold on for a 22-17 win. And Ellendale Memorial opens up district with a win. They score on this Ty Raymond end around. He runs it in from 65 yards out. The Patriots never look back against Morgan City. They smack the Tigers 52-7. In other action, the River Parishes flexes its muscle again. East St. John and Lutcher have no problems with Thibodaux and Vanderbilt respectively. E.D. White goes down to Woodlawn in a mild upset. Franklin bashes Central Lafourche after Central Lafourche got its first big win last week. Houma Christian and CCA just can't match scores with Riverside and Central Catholic. Berwick now 4-0. St. James playing well, and Hornville gets blasted by Destrehan. I look at District 7 5A standings, everybody chasing East St. John and Destrehan. Not only might Destrehan be the best team in that district, they very well might be the best team in the state of Louisiana. In District 7 4A, everybody is chasing Lutcher, the only team to have a winning record in that entire district. In District 8 3A, everybody is talking about E.D. White and St. James, but Berwick's saying don't forget about us. District 9 2A is wide open. And District 7 1A has the usual suspects at the top, Vermilion Catholic and Central Catholic, with Hanson Memorial joining them at 4-0. This upcoming week, it'll be Terrebonne at Central Lafourche, a big one in Thibodaux at E.D. White in a non-district game. South Terrebonne has their rival match against Ellender this week. Destrehan coming into town to take on H.L. Bourgeois. A tough one for South Lafourche. They'll be entertaining Lutcher. Undefeated Hanson will be at Nichols to take on Covenant Christian. Morgan City's going to be at Assumption. Vanderbilt, a tough one with St. Charles Catholic. And St. John out of Plaquemine is going to be at Warrior Field to take on Homer Christian. It is the midpoint of the high school football season this upcoming week. That's right, we're already at week 5. Big district games, lots of games from around our area. We're going to bring you all of those highlights next week on the Terrebonne General Community Sports Institute High School Report.
Coming up on Sports on the Bayou, we'll put the naming sponsors against the host in picking the scores of the games this week. Who'll be the closest? We'll see if the sponsors can beat the experts as Sports on the Bayou continues.
I'm Chris St. Martin. Many of us know what it means to have roots here on the Bayou. I'm no different. My family has been here for generations. Likewise, the firm of St. Martin and Bourke has been helping the injured in this region for almost 50 years. We're honored to serve the people of South Louisiana and the Bayou region. Remember, if you've been hurt in an accident and you want to know your rights, call St. Martin and Bourke today to schedule your free consultation.
Here at South Louisiana Bank, we support our neighbors, the organizers, the helpers, the leaders, the dreamers. We support those that move our community forward. Louisiana has grown from the dedication, commitment, and loyalty of the people who call this beautiful place home. We are proud to offer our services to the communities in South Louisiana. South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together.
Sports on the Bayou is brought to you by Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Alford & Associates for all of your insurance needs. And St. Martin and Bourke attorneys at law. Know your rights. Now, back with more Sports on the Bayou.
We're back here on Sports on the Bayou. Martin, you got it.
All right, we're going to get to the scores in a second, but before we do that, all law enforcement, all fire department, all first responders, please stand up. We owe them a big round of applause. Yes, indeed. Thank y'all. Thank you for what you do. And I was talking to Mr. Mike Ratliff. When's the last time you sat that close to a principal? In the principal's office? Long time ago. All right, let's look at the scores. Let's see who won. Last week's winner. No winner. Ooh. No one picked the Panthers to win.
Yeah, because the Panthers were sorry. They lost 9 games in a row.
Who would pick them?
All right, Stan Gravois picked LSU 37, New Mexico 14. So, Stan, congratulations. You're the victor. All right, let's go to Nichols. Stan Gravois.
Man, he's a professional.
Jacksonville State 38, Nichols 21. Stan's creeping up on the charts there. All right, let's go back to the picks this week. Bobby got the Vikings 24, Saints 23, LSU 27, Auburn 13, and you got Nichols over Northwestern.
Yeah, Northwestern is about like Auburn. Even though they beat Lamar's sorry. I mean, so even though that's my school, and Nichols might be struggling right now, but I think
they should beat Northwestern.
But I think, yeah, they should beat Northwestern.
All right, next one up. Let's see, Rich, you got the Vikings over the Saints.
It hurts.
LSU over Auburn. And Nichols in a close one over Northwestern.
Yeah, we don't converse either. This is
right. That's pretty close.
Pretty
close. All right, let's go. Mike Detillier has the Saints over the Vikings. LSU in a close one over Auburn.
Man, Mike's being a homer.
Nichols
Saints.
in a close one over Northwestern State.
Oh, we
All
like
right.
Nichols.
Let's see what I got. 24-21 Saints. LSU 23-20. I know it's a shocker, but Nichols has got to get it going. If Coach Rebo was here, I would tell him that, but he knows that already. He's got to get it going.
So, Mark,
A lot of points. So Northwestern, they take them 3 games to score.
Somebody got to beat a rebel.
You got to be 4 games to get 42 points.
No, that'd be Notre Dame.
I'm a Nichols grad. I'm a Nichols graduate.
But yeah, but
we can tell.
Harry, Vikings over the Saints. LSU over Auburn. And Nichols in a real close one over Northwestern. We'll see how that works.
That'd be a dogfight, but he could.
Stan's got Vikings over the Saints, LSU over Auburn, and Nichols over Northwestern State.
Look,
Debbie, let's see what Debbie got.
The Saints got to turn it on this
Vikings
week.
35-14.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
She's got LSU.
You don't want to do
Auburn
sports
30,
James got
LSU
to go.
17, Northwestern State 30.
No,
Obviously, Debbie doesn't live in New Orleans.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see. Dr. Pat, close one. Saints, Vikings. Got the Saints on top. LSU 28, Auburn 17. Northwestern 34. Nichols 17.
Doc,
Keep rolling.
34
Alford and
points.
Associates got the Vikings over the Saints. They have LSU over Auburn. Northwestern over Nichols. All right, there we go. Keep moving. St. Martin and Bork. They got the Vikings winning the game. They got LSU in a close one. And they have Northwestern. Yeah, y'all get on Chuck like y'all got on me.
Well,
There
wait,
you go.
Chuck, 45 points. Northwestern State's
But
not that
he's
good.
the naming sponsor. You can't
No,
get on.
he's following
All right, let's go to the next
Gave him
one.
some money.
Let's see what Donnie Rouse and his crew got. They got Saints over the Vikings. They got LSU over Auburn. They got Nichols 27-17.
That's about right.
Yeah. All right, so there you have it. All right, there you have it. Give yourselves a hand in your picks.
Well,
There you have it.
the only
Gotta go.
thing.
I don't want the flag. I got to go to a break.
No, the only thing, Mark,
See y'all next week.
they told me that I couldn't take the Saints and the 2.5 points, but I think the
That's
Saints
it
are
for
gonna
Sports
cover.
on the Bayou. Please visit us at HTV10 Facebook and HTV10 YouTube for a look at this week's show. We'll see you next week. Same place, same time.